right, now that we have our beverages, let's get to work.
Okay. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Undercover Boss. In this edition, I spent time with Jim Fancher. And Jim is one of our bus drivers and has worked for us for the last 10 years. And I had a chance to ride on his bus in two different routes. We started at the transportation office, and by the time I was getting ready to board the bus, Jim had done his pre-scheduling and his pre-service of the bus. He was ready to go. Then we drove over to Crestview, and the first part of his afternoon route was taking mainly preschool kids home. And part of on his bus route, and part of all of our buses, is about the atmosphere in the bus and having an enjoyable time with the students. It's a chance for Jim to greet the students at the end of the day and then send them off in the evening on a positive note. Jim has a person who rides with him, one of our support people, Wanda Engler, and Wanda was on the bus as well. And both Jim and Wanda, you'll see, interact with the students, talk with them, ask them about their day. It was really a lot of fun taking the kids home. Our preschool kids and our younger kids have a lot to say at the end of the school day, and they were full of energy, as many kids are. And both Jim and Wanda did a great job.
Come on, Mallory! Mallory, come on! There you go. Come on, your turn. Okay, come on, I'll help you out. There you go. All righty. All right. Got your seatbelts on? Got your seatbelts on? Come on.
After we dropped off our younger riders, we went to Cottage Grove Elementary for the second half of the afternoon route. This route is predominantly special needs, special education students, and a number of students in wheelchairs. The bus is equipped with special equipment and security procedures and devices to help the chairs latch in and be solidly attached to the bus so they don't move around. And you'll see that in the video. They're secured in and then we're ready to go. What you'll notice is just the wonderful relationships that Jim and Wanda have with the kids. They do such a tremendous service for our parents and for our students in transporting them safely, but also, as I mentioned earlier, creating a positive environment. I had a chance to talk to Jim a little bit about his experience, his past experience, and his enjoyment of driving for our school district. We're very fortunate to have him. We're very fortunate to have Wanda also, and they're a great team together. So why don't we take a look at our talk with Jim. So we're here with Jim, and we're waiting for the students to come out. So as we stage for the day, or as drivers stage for the day, you get there early, get set up. Right. You can see that the bus that we're in today will transport some students that are in wheelchairs and have some special needs, which is always important for safety, but a great service for our students. So thanks so much for letting us ride with you today.
You're welcome.
Can you tell me how long that you've driven?
I've driven 10 years for the school district, and I've worked with disabled individuals for 32 years. I started out in a state hospital in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. What made you decide that you wanted to drive?
I was a transportation coordinator up at a DT&H program in White Bear Lake for about 10 years before here, so I was in charge of the buses and scheduling and stuff like that. So it was just a natural thing of driving, because I used to have to sub, for some of my drivers.
Sure. Sure. And what's the best part of your job, and why do you like driving?
Working with the other assistants, other drivers, dealing with the kids, because it's something different every day. Yeah. It's not the same thing, and you get to use your experience working with the individuals.
And one of the things I talk about with our community and parents is how important you are as drivers at setting the stage for their learning, because they're the first people that you see in the morning and they're the last people that they see at night. So you really set the stage for us, and I'm wondering, do you do anything special to get to know the kids on the bus?
Yeah, I try to get to know them. I usually address them as sir, as ma'am, because I'm from the South, so that's just the way we are. Yeah. And then I get to know the names, and I'll use the names, and just get to know them, talk to them, try to interact with them, ask what's going on at home or things like that, just to get them out of maybe a shell so that they're communicate with us and stuff like that.
Yep. And I don't know if Jim would brag about this, but I know that his relationships with students are very strong, because I know one of your students went home and
found out it was your birthday and wanted to bake you a cake and brought you a cake. Is that
Right, yeah, they brought me a cake on my birthday.
Yeah, which I think is wonderful. It's a great compliment to you and what you do to help the kids feel comfortable. The other thing I'm always impressed with our bus service and our drivers is the pressure you're really under with all these lives in your bus and the weather situations in our district and well in Minnesota I would say. So is there a certain stress or one area that you really are concerned about as the year progresses about driving with the weather, about anything the way these buses function?
I would probably say maybe the winter time would be, and I've gotten used to it. So I've lived up here for about 22 years, so it doesn't bother me that much. You just slow down, take your time, and pay attention.
Okay. I think you have another skill set that helps you if the bus is a little noisy. The other job that you hold. I was told that you also are an umpire.
Yeah, I
baseball.
umpire high school and college baseball, and I've worked some semi-pro and professional
Right.
baseball, and I do high school football also. So I'm used to being on a field with individuals, kids, young adults, and so a lot of that too is teaching experience. A lot of times with the situations.
Right. And I would think it helps you to focus on your driving versus because we're fortunate to have assistants that ride the bus, and then we have a team effort, especially when we're transporting some of our special needs kids, and then they can help with the kids and you can concentrate on driving.
Right.
So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Undercover Boss. I certainly had a great time with Jim and with Wanda and meeting the students. And again, I am so proud of our transportation department and the dedication and commitment they have to making sure that they transport our students in a safe and a positive environment. They start the day out for our teachers in a positive way because of the way the kids are picked up and the environment they have on the bus. And they drop them off for their parents in a similar positive way and wish them well and send them off for a good night. So thank you again for tuning into this edition of Undercover Boss, and thank you for the support that you show the South Washington County School District.